Trimester A review, number 33, multiple choice. Find the slope of the line that passes through -4, 2, and 6, 6. I'm going to label x1, y1, x2, y2. I know my slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1 would be 6 minus 2. x2 minus x1 would be 6 minus -4. So up top, 6 minus 2 is equal to 4. And then down below, those would turn to actually 6 plus 4, which would be 10. 4/10 is not an option, but 4/10 reduces to 2/5, which is option C. Right, 34, multiple choice, solve for x. -2, parentheses, 8x plus 1 is equal to -32 minus 6x. The first thing I'm going to do is distribute to get rid of the parentheses. I'm going to get -16x minus 2 equals -32 minus 6x. If you recall, we want to get both of the x's on the same side, so I'm going to add 6x to both sides. So I'm going to get -10x minus 2 equals -32. Continuing to solve this, I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So I'll get -10x is equal to -30, and then we'll divide both sides by -10, and we'll get x is equal to 3, which would be option B. Right, if you were not sure how to solve that, an alternate way to work the problem would be to put -1 in for both of the x's and see if you get the same answer when you plug that in. And if that didn't work, we'd keep going down through our choices until we got one that worked. So I'd strongly suggest doing that if you need to do that. All right, problem number 35. Before I say that, I will be giving you the code letter for this video, which is B. Alrighty, multiple choice, solve for x. The absolute value of x minus 10 is equal to 16. We just did one like this. We're going to have x minus 10 equals 16, and x minus 10 equals -16. So if I add 10 to both sides, I'm going to get x equals 26, which automatically gives me to choice B because 26 is one of the options. Once again, if you have you're not sure, you don't remember how to work the problem, you can always take, if I took choice A, let me just give you an example of that. If I plugged a -12 in here, I'd get the absolute value of -12 minus 10 equals 16. -12 minus 10 would be -22. The absolute value of -22 is 22. Notice you don't get the same answer. So then choice A would not work, and then we go down and try choice B, and so forth. And I'm just going to finish this problem because that's bothering me that I didn't finish it. All right, problem number 36. Mrs. Sampson opens a 500-piece bag of candy. Students start consuming the candy at a rate of 30 pieces per school day. If x represents the number of school days since the bag was opened, and f of x is the number of pieces of candy remaining, write a function formula for f of x. So we want a formula for f of x. So we're going to write f of x equals, I like to on this one put what we started with. We started with 500, so I'm going to put 500. And then since they're consuming the candy, instead of adding an amount, we're going to subtract an amount, and they're eating 30 pieces per day, and x is the number of days. So it's going to be minus 30x. Some people like to write it like this, where the slope was -30 plus b, which is my starting amount of 500. Either one of those would be the correct equation. And problem 37, graph the solution to the inequality. Well, I'm going to show you kind of the easy way to get this one, and then we will do it a little bit harder. This one right here, I do notice that there's a less than sign and there is no equals, so it has to be a dotted line. So by default, it's going to be choice B. There's no other one that it can be, but I am going to go ahead and show you this one nonetheless. This one, if you would notice, we're going to start at 1. And so the y-intercept has to be 1. So D cannot work because it does not have a y-intercept 1. It has a y-intercept of -1. And then if I looked at choices A and choice C, choice A, this one, the slope is 2, so I'd have to go up 2 over 1. So if I went up 2 over 1, notice it brings me to about there. It should be a steeper line. So A does not work, and then it would be between choices C and B because they both look the same. But again, it's that dotted line that gives that one away.